When we try and become better people, we understand we have to give up certain desires, certain attachments. Unfortunately, the more you try to give up a negative, a harmful thought, the more you find it is impinging upon your mind. That is why this concept of suppression will not work. So how do you control this then? How do you give up the harmful desires, the harmful attachments, the vices, the things that grip the mind? If you decide, I must stop worrying, you find yourself worrying even more. If you decide, I need to go to sleep, you find yourself to be wide awake. Somebody goes to the interview deciding, I will not say this statement, and finds himself or herself blurting out exactly that. Or a waiter thinks, I must not do this, and finds that he is doing exactly what he thought he must not do. There was a gentleman called Daniel Webner. He has stated the irony of effects theory. The irony of effects theory states that if you decide you should not do something, then your brain has one aspect which tries to take you away from that thing. Don't think like this, don't do that, don't desire that. That is the operator part of the brain. So the operator says, don't think of that, don't think of that. And then there is the other part of the brain which becomes the monitor. The monitor keeps processing, am I thinking of that, am I thinking of that? So just out of the reach of your conscious mind, in the subconscious, the very thought is rotating, which you don't want to think. The consequence is that if the operator becomes weak and the monitor becomes strong, am I thinking like that, am I thinking like that? You will find that very thought coming to your consciousness again and again and again. That is why suppression does not work. There is the story of a sadhu, a Tibetan monk who used to live up there beyond the Himalayas in Tibet. A rumor spread in the nearby village that this monk has a Siddh mantra. If you chant it, you will get siddhis, mystic abilities. One villager came to him and said, Sir, I've heard you have a Siddh mantra. Can you please give it to me so I will also chant and get siddhis? Milarepa said, and his name was Milarepa, he said, I don't have any Siddh mantras, nor am I interested in them. Because the teachings of the Buddha were Satchitta Pariyodapanam Etam Buddhanushasanam. You should purify your mind. Forget about siddhis. The villager said, Sir, you are trying to avoid, you have it and you are not giving it to me. Milarepa said, I have told you the truth. The man said, unless you give me the mantra, I will not move from your ashram. He sat down there. Now 24 hours went by. The Milarepa's sadhana was getting disturbed. He said, my dear fellow, please leave. I am not able to meditate because of you. The villager said, "Sir, I will die, but I will not leave without the Siddh mantra." The Miller Apa thought how to get rid of this guy. He said, "All right, I am giving you the Siddh mantra. It is Om." Om is a Siddh mantra? Yes. So if I chant Om, will I get Siddhis? You will get Siddhis. But there is a condition. Don't bring any monkey to your mind. What do you mean? I mean, don't start thinking of monkeys. Otherwise, your chanting will become futile. The villager said, "Sir, I've never thought of monkeys. Why should I think of monkeys?" He said, "I have just warned you, don't think of monkeys." So he was delighted. He went from there, "I've got a Siddh mantra. I just need to chant Om, Om, and I'll get Siddhis. But I must not think of monkeys." So now one part of the brain is saying chant Om, Om, and don't think of monkeys, don't think of monkeys, don't think of monkeys. And the other part of the brain is checking out, am I thinking of monkeys, am I thinking of monkeys? So he was going, Om, Om, don't think of monkeys, don't think of monkeys. Naturally, what is going to happen? That very thought which he is trying to avoid is going to prime in the mind. He said, "Is there a monkey behind me?" There was no monkey. Oh my God, what did I do? I thought of monkeys. All my chanting went waste. All right, this time I'll not think of monkeys. Om, Om, don't think of monkeys. Om, don't think of monkeys. Don't think of monkeys. Is there a monkey walking on the street? Hare Baba, that was a human. Oh God, I did it again. So he started scolding his mind. And the more he scolded his mind, the more the mind became vikshipt, disturbed. So it is serving as the reverse medicine. Now he is keeping on scolding his mind, and the mind is thinking more and more of monkeys until he started seeing monkeys all over the place. So he said, all right, the situation of my mind is getting out of control. I'll just go home and just take a clean bath and not think of monkeys. When he went into his washroom, he thought he saw a monkey there. Where did you come in from? Wife said, my dear husband, who has got inside? There's a monkey! Monkey in the washroom? No, he's got into my head. So he said, I will just take a bath, go to my puja room, sit in front of the altar and take a mala and say Om Om and not think of monkeys. Now when he went to the altar, he thought he saw a monkey sitting there saying Om Om. He admitted defeat. He went back to Miller Apa. He said, "O sage, the mantra you gave to me, please take it back and give it to me in my next life. But don't tell me not to think of monkeys, otherwise I'll definitely think of them." His experience has been validated by modern psychological social research. Researchers have tried. They tell one group that don't think of white bears. And they find over a 48-hour period, those people are thinking more of white bears. This is what Daniel Wegner said. The irony of effects theory. You are trying to avoid something and finding yourself getting more and more drawn towards it. It happens all the time. Whether it is attachment or desire or greed or resentment or hatred, you heard the spiritual lecture, give up resentment. He said, very nice, such a nice lecture, I should not have resentment. So whom do I have resentment towards? You know, that Nanad, that relative of mine in Houston, that is my resentment towards. So every time you say, give up resentment towards whom? Towards my Nanad. Now the Nanad will come in the mind and increase your resentment. Or you say, you heard Swamiji said, give up attachment. Whom am I attached to? My child in Bay Area. So I have to stop thinking of my child. Whom should I stop thinking of? My child. Now every time you say give up attachment, the child will come to your mind and your attachment will increase. So how do you control this then? That is why this concept of suppression will not work. The only way you can get rid of desires is when you develop bhakti, parabhakti. Ram bhajan binu mitahi na kama, thal vihin taru kabahu ki jama. Until you get bhakti, parabhakti, you will not be able to get rid of desires. Why? Because the real desire is for Divyanand. Everything is because you want that divine bliss. So only when you get the bliss of God through bhakti, then your soul will become satisfied, and then you will be able to give up desires. So first of all, get bhakti, and then this kamanas will go.